Good morning, students. Welcome to the GST and Customs Act class. No, we are revisioning the syllabus of GST and Customs Act class. So, in this process, we have completed 2 units, and in the third unit also, we have completed first topic. It is what are the various assessment methods under GST. In this class, we try to learn about the procedure to be followed in provisional assessment under GST Act. So let us start the class. I once again welcome you for this class. A supplier will come to know the extent of his tax liability, which has to be discharged on a continuous and regular basis only after assessment. Assessment means determination of tax liability and includes self-assessment, reassessment, provisional assessment, summary assessment, and best judgment assessment. The supplier, the registered supplier, as per the GST Act, the supplier will come to know his tax liability, how much tax is to be paid to the government, which has to be discharged on a continuous and regular basis only after assessment. That means his tax liability might be known to him only after completion of assessment. So what do you mean by assessment? Assessment means determination of tax liability and includes self-assessment, reassessment, provisional assessment, summary assessment, and best judgment assessment. The assessment means determination of tax liability, determining how much tax is to be paid to the government is known as assessment. So the persons who are liable to pay tax to the government are known as assessees. They are known as assessees or suppliers or registered persons. And there are various methods of assessments we have studied in the last class, like self-assessment is there, reassessment is there, provisional assessment is there, summary assessment is there, and best judgment assessment also is there. So whatever the method you follow, it is the responsibility of the assessee to pay a correct tax on correct value to the government in, within a specific due date. Within due date. Suppose if the payment is made after due date, for that you have to pay penalty or interest. Okay. So the that is called assessment. Now the major determinants of the tax liability are generally the applicable tax rate and the value. The major determinants of any tax liability, the tax liability of any person, is depends upon the tax rate. What is the tax rate and the value of the goods or services supplied. So the tax rate and value of goods or services. These are the two major determinants of tax liability. Okay. So there might be situations when these determinants might not readily ascertainable and may be subject to the outcome of a process that requires deliberation and time. Hence, like under the previous laws, when due to various circumstances, it might not be always possible at the at that point of time to carry out an assessment and determine the exact duty liability. The GST law also provides for provisional assessment. So the major determinants, as we said, the value of goods or services supplied and the rate of tax applicable for that particular goods or services. These are the two major determinants. In some situations, some in certain situations, the assessee may not be in a position to ascertain the duty or tax liability to be paid to the government because of the lack of knowledge. It might be due to lack of knowledge. It might be due to uh, lack of knowledge about the rate of taxation, or it may be lack of value deciding the value of the goods or services. Whatever may be the reason. Under certain situations, the suppliers or the assessees may not be in a position to decide or may not be in a position to pay the tax or decide his tax liability to be paid to the government. Hence, under the previous law, when due to various circumstances, it might not be always possible at that point of time to carry out an assessment and determine the exact duty liability. The GST law also provides for provisional assessment. So, as it was done in the previous legislations, if the situation, if the assessee, supplier is not in a position to decide his tax liability within a short period or at the time of payment of the tax, then in the same manner as it was done in the previous legislation, the GST law also provide for the provisional assessment. The GST law also recommend to go for provisional assessment. The assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax provisionally determines the amount of tax payable by the supplier and is subject to final determination. On the provisional assessment, the supplier can pay tax on provisional basis, but only after he execute a bond with scrutiny, with security, binding them for payment of the difference between the amount of tax as may be finally assessed and the amount of tax provisionally assessed. So in that case, that means in case of provisional assessment, the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax, he will decide provisionally the amount of tax payable by the supplier subject to the final determination. Subject to final determination. On provisional assessment, the supplier can pay tax on provisional basis, but only after he execute a bond with security binding them for payment of the difference between the amount of tax as may be finally assessed and the amount of tax provisionally assessed. That means in the provisional assessment, the supplier can pay tax on provisional basis by executing a bond. He has to execute a bond as a security. In that bond, he he will declare or he will promise to pay the amount due to the government for the difference between the provisional tax liability and actual tax liability or final tax liability. That means if we pay less than the final tax liability, the difference he will pay with penalty and interest. Suppose if he has paid more than the final assessment, then the amount will be returned by the government with interest. Okay. So on finalization of the provisional assessment, any amount that has been paid on the basis of such assessment is to be adjusted against the amount that has been finally determined as payable. So the amount will be adjusted against the final tax liability. In case of short payment, the same has to be paid with interest. In case of short payment, that means if he has paid less than the final tax liability, he has to pay with interest. And in case of excess payment, that means if he has paid more than the final assessment, the same will be refunded with interest by the government. Okay. Next, in case of a supplier is unable to determine the value of goods or services or both, to determine the rate of tax applicable thereto, he can request the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax in writing, giving reasons for payment of tax on provisional basis. Okay, so the provisional assessment process, starts with request from the assessee or request from the supplier. That means if the supplier is unable to determine his tax liability, he has to request in writing the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax that he is unable to determine his tax liability, therefore requesting the GST department to uh, decide the amount of tax to be paid. Okay, so the supplier requesting for payment of tax on a provisional basis has to furnish an application along with the documents in support of his request electronically in Form GST Assessment 01 on the common portal, either directly or through a facilitation center notified by the commissioner. So the supplier first has to make an application to the GST officers. In that application, along with the application, he has to submit the documents in support of his request. in through electronically. That means in GST portal only the application is to be made. The form to be filled by the supplier is form GST ASNT-01. This is the form to be filled by the supplier application form. And for this application form, necessary documents are to be enclosed, in which the value of goods or type of goods for which the tax liability is to be assessed. Okay. సో నైనా ఎవరు మ్యూట్ చేసుకునేనా? అన్మ్యూట్ చేశారు ఎవరో? మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. So the provisional assessment always starts, that means unless the supplier requests the GST officers in return in application, they cannot make provisional assessment. They cannot carry out provisional assessment. They start the provisional assessment process only after receiving application or return application from the supplier in form GST assessment 1 only. Okay, this form is also should be submitted through common portal. In common portal only it is to be submitted. This is the procedure relating to the provisional assessment. Next, after receiving the application from the customer, the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax will scrutinize the application in form GST assessment 01. In case additional information or documents in support is required by the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax to decide the case, notice in form GST assessment 2, form GST assessment 02 will be issued to the supplier requesting for submission of the same. That means after receiving application from the supplier or the assessee requesting for provisional assessment, they will scrutinize. The assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax will scrutinize the application, and suppose if they need any additional information, for deciding the provisional tax liability, they call for this information in form GST assessment 02. This form will be a notice will be submitted in this form to the supplier, and he is requested to submit more information so as to decide the provisional tax liability of the supplier. Okay. The supplier has to file a reply to the notice in form GST assessment 03, and if he desires can also appear in person before the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax to explain his case. Okay, so the customer or the supplier, after receiving notice from the assistant or deputy commissioner in form GST assessment 2, he file a reply. He will give reply in form GST assessment 03, and whatever the information they called for from the supplier, he will submit. And suppose if he desires, he can submit this GST assessment 03 through online only. Everything is online. Whatever the notices uh, sent by the GST department, it is only through GST portal only. The customer has to give reply through GST portal only. Only online um, online correspondence. No physical correspondence is required. Okay, so the customer or supplier, he can reply. He can reply in GST assessment 03 form. Suppose if it is necessary, suppose if he feels that he has to personally request the assistant commissioner to explain his case, then he can meet or he can appear in person before the assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax, and he can explain his case. So what is the case, sir? This is my case. Here this is the problem. I could not decide my tax liability. Like that, he can personally explain to the GST officers, so that they uh, uh, they will decide the tax liability. The assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner of central tax will then issue an order in Form GST Assessment 04 within a period not later than 90 days from the date of receipt of the request allowing the payment of tax on a provisional basis. So after receipt of uh, sufficient information from the suppliers, the assistant commissioner within 90 days, within 90 days from the date of receipt of the application, they will decide the provisional tax liability of the supplier, and they will order to pay the said amount as a provisional tax liability and execute a bond stating that the remaining balance, if any, to be paid may be paid after finalization of the tax. Like that, he has to, the supplier has to execute a bond, security bond, and the process will continue. The order will indicate the value or the rate or both, on the basis of which the assessment is to be allowed on a provisional basis, and the amount for which the bond is to be executed along with the security to be furnished. So he has to execute a bond also. He has to pay amount and execute a bond. The security will not exceed 25% of the amount covered under the bond. So the security, whatever the security he offers, that security amount should not be more than 25% of the amount. So that's the uh, next step. Next, the supplier has to execute the bond. Okay, so after receiving the order from the GST officers, the supplier will execute the bond in Form GST Assessment 5. So the bond form also given in the website. So it is also in the website only. Execute a bond in Form GST Assessment 5 along with a security in the form of a bank guarantee. So what is the security? It is in the form of a bank guarantee. Bank will give guarantee to the on behalf of the supplier that the stated amount or the amount will be collected from the supplier and will be paid to the government for an amount as mentioned in the form GST assessment 4. So whatever the amount they have specified in form GST assessment 04, that amount, for that amount the bank has to give guarantee as a security. A bond furnished to the proper officer under the State Goods and Services Tax Act or Integrated Goods and Services Tax Act shall be deemed to be a bond furnished under Central Goods and Services Tax Act. So the supplier has to furnish a proper officer under either a GST or a CGST officer appointed under a GST or CGST. That is, he will execute the bond if it is necessary. Okay. So on executing the bond, the process of the provisional assessment is completed. So after execution of the bond, the process of provisional assessment will be completed, and the supplier can supply the goods or services or both and pay the tax at the rate or on the value that has been indicated in the order in Form GST Assessment Report. So after execution of the bond, and the customer will pay the tax at the rate mentioned, whatever the tax mentioned by the GST officers in the Form GST Assessment Report, and the rate set by them. Accordingly, the tax will be paid by the supplier and the goods and services will be supplied. So this is the provisional assessment. Next step in the provisional assessment is finalization of provisional assessment. Finalization. Finalization means whatever the tax calculated by the GST department up to this stage is provisional. It is provisional. That means a temporary tax liability. But it is not final. It is not final. So the final assessment process will start after sometimes. So the provisional assessment will be finalized within a period not exceeding 6 months from the date of issuance of Form GST Assessment 4. So the final assessment of the tax liability will be completed or finalized within 6 months. Within 6 months from the date of issue of assessment GST Assessment 04. The Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner of Central Tax, the Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner of Central Tax will issue a notice in Form GST Assessment 06 calling for information and records required for finalization of assessment and shall issue a final assessment order specifying the amount payable by the registered person or the amount refundable, if any, in Form GST Assessment 7. Okay, so after completion of provisional assessment, the final assessment will start. So for the purpose of finalizing the tax liability of the supplier, the Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner will issue a notice to the supplier in Form GST Assessment 06 in which they call for information, additional information and additional records required for the finalization of the assessment. That means if they require any additional information or any other records for final assessment, they call for that particular information through Form GST Assessment 06. And they shall issue final assessment order after deciding the final tax liability final assessment order will be issued to the supplier specifying the amount payable by the registered person or amount refundable, if any, in Form GST Assessment 07. In Form GST Assessment 07, they will give final order, how much tax is to be paid, and how much, that means how much balance amount is to be paid or how much to be refunded by the government. Because the suppose if the provisional tax paid by the assessee is less than the final tax liability, then the difference amount he has to pay with interest. Suppose if he has paid more than the final assessment amount than the provisional assessment, then the government has to refund. The government has to refund the amount to the supplier with interest. Okay, so that amount will be specified in the Form GST Assessment 07 by the GST officers, whether the amount is payable by the supplier or amount we can the government has to refund the amount to the supplier. That will be specified. Next, on sufficient cost being shown and for reasons to be recorded in writing, the time limit for finalization of provisional assessment can be extended by the joint commissioner or additional commissioner for a further period not exceeding 6 months, and by the commissioner for such further period not exceeding 4 years. That means usually the final assessment will be done within 90 days. But in special circumstances and the special conditions, this period may be extended by the joint commissioner or additional commissioner for further 6 months period. Further 6 months period. And if it is in case of commissioner, the commissioner has the power to extend the period up to 4 years. The commissioner can extend this period up to 4 years. So, but that the reason why the period has been exceeded, that is to be recorded in writing. Unless they record the reason for in writing, they cannot extend the time. Next, interest liability. How much tax, how much interest is to be paid by the uh, supplier to the government or the government to the supplier in case of refund. In case any tax amount becomes payable subsequent to the finalization of the provisional assessment, then interest at the specified rate will also be payable by the supplier from the first day after the due date of payment of tax till the date of actual payment, whether such amount is paid before or after the issuance of order for final assessment. Okay, so in case suppose if the supplier has to pay the remaining balance amount, the difference between the provisional assessment and the final assessment. So he has to pay with interest. He has to pay with interest. The interest will be calculated from the first date of due date, from the first day of due date, whatever the due date, from the due date up to the payment of the actual payment, from the date of actual payment, he has to calculate the interest and pay to the government. In case any tax amount becomes refundable, suppose if it is refundable to the supplier, subsequent to finalization of the provisional assessment, then interest at the specified rate will be payable to the supplier. So the government will also refund the amount with interest. Okay, that's next, release of security consequent to finalization. Okay, once the final tax liability has been paid by the supplier, once the amount, the difference between the provisional assessment and the final assessment has been paid by the supplier, the whatever the bond executed by the supplier, that security bond will be released. That means he is free from the security. He need not. The bond will be returned, or the bond will be released. Okay. So once the order in Form GST Assessment 07 is issued, the supplier has to file an application in Form GST Assessment 08 for the release of the security furnished. On receipt of this application, the Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner of Central Tax will issue an order in Form GST Assessment 09 within a period of 7 working days from the date of the receipt of the application, releasing the security after the amount payable, if any, as specified in GST Assessment 07 has been paid. Okay, so after payment of the amount by the assessee or the supplier, he has to make an application to the GST officers in Form Assessment 08, GST Assessment 08, for release of the security. So then automatically the GST officers will will give an order within 7 working days in Assessment 09, GST Assessment 09, the, by releasing the security after amount payable. So provisional assessment provides a method for determining the tax liability in case the correct tax liability cannot be determined at the time of supply. The payment of provisional tax is allowed only against a bond or security. The provisional assessment has to be finalized within 6 months unless extended. On finalization, the tax liability can either be more or less as compared to the provisionally paid tax. So in case of increase in tax liability, the difference is payable along with interest, and in case of decrease in the tax liability, the amount will be refunded with interest. So this is the process and procedure of provisional assessment. So the supplier, in case of difficulty in self-assessment, this provisional assessment procedure may be followed by the supplier, and he can pay his tax under provisional assessment. Okay, so this is all about the provisional assessment procedure and the method. Okay, so thank you very much for joining to the class. And నేను మీకు ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఫీజు డేటు ఇచ్చారు, మీకు వాట్సాప్లో కూడా నేను మెసేజ్ పెట్టాను. సో ఆ డేట్ ప్రకారం చలానాసు మీకు సిఏ వాళ్ళకు ఇంగ్లీష్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు చలానాసు. వాళ్ళ దగ్గర చలానా తీసుకొని బ్యాంకులో చలానా కట్టుకొని మళ్ళీ ఎవరి దగ్గర అయితే చలానా తీసుకున్నారో వాళ్ళకే రిటర్న్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో మీకు వాట్సాప్లో పెట్టాను. ఇప్పుడు ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకు మాత్రమే ఫీజు కలెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి మీకు సిఏ వాళ్ళకు ఇంగ్లీష్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు, జనరల్ వాళ్ళకు మాత్రమే మన కామర్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో ఇస్తారు చలానాస్. కాబట్టి మీరు ఎందుకంటే 4 days టైం ఉంది కాబట్టి మీరు డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని బ్యాంకులో చెల్లించి దాన్ని మళ్ళా ఏ లెక్చరర్ దగ్గర తీసుకున్నారో ఆ లెక్చరర్కే హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేయండి. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఈ విషయం అందరికీ చెప్పండి. అందరు నెంబర్